Hello everyone. We are up close and candid with Rohit Misra, one of the stalwarts of hearing aid industry today. He comes with an experience of more than 30 years in medical devices, uh, has been instrumental in setting up operations for two big companies in India, Starkey and Luminous. And then, when it was time for him to probably hang his boots, he thought of a new venture. And today, we are here to talk about that with Rohit. So, Rohit, tell us about your journey in last 30 years. How has that it been, and how did this idea of earcart actually came to you, and what was the purpose behind it? Normally, at your that time, these days, it's like at the age of 50, people want to retire and go and live in a solace, and you decided on taking the industry head on.
Well, thank you for having me here, first of all. I'm honored to be here. Talking about my journey, pretty fun journey, very humble beginning. Did my, first of all, UP board ka education all through Hindi medium. Um, and then came to Roorkee, did my graduation in life sciences. And so the time was kind of running against, I was running against time and wanted to become something quickly in life, wanted to find a job and started as a medical representative in Glaxo. And Glaxo too in Ottawa, a lovely place. I'm talking about 30 years old Ottawa. Ottawa was very different. So I started my career at Ottawa as a medical representative. Very fun journey in the sense you can learn everything in that kind of journey. So Ottawa, Farrukhabad, Manpuri, Eta, all those cities. Tough markets. Very fun market to love. I mean, tough is a pretty understatement to talk about. But 2 years of medical rep journey gave me a lot of insights, told me that I need to brush up my game on English because I used to think Hindi, convert that into English, talk, and by the time I'm talking, somebody else has come back with a rebuttal, and I'm in the air somewhere. But fun. And then came an opportunity with an American company in dealing into ophthalmology called Allergan. They also had a very lovely product. Every beautiful girl likes it. It's called Botox. Okay. So, so that was a journey that took me to Allergan. Allergan also was a grassroots level. It was a fresh company in India. I was one of the very early employees, and God was kind. So I kept getting opportunities, and I somehow had a title of a firefighter. So when I was in pharmaceutical sales, suddenly the surgical department came up and they said, "Oh, we need somebody who can connect with the doctors better." So surgical came in and I got promoted. Then surgical say I was asked to go to Madras. So imagine from Lucknow to Chennai. My wife also was a very strong mindset woman who would never say no to any city. She said, Chennai dosa khayenge. So a very compatible mindset. So I went to Chennai with a promotion and then again a firefighting. We came back with a very strong results. And then suddenly Bombay became vacant. They said, okay, pack your bags, go to Bombay. And I'm thinking, should I go to Bombay now? Anyways, same answer, Bombay, pav bhaji khayenge. So went to Bombay. But each time I moved from one place to another, that gave me a lot of perspective into the market, into the industry, how it works, what kind of deficiencies we're talking about. And 10 years into Elegant in different places, including Bangalore, then came an opportunity with world's biggest medical laser company by the name Luminous. I was asked to start the operation for Luminous in India. And that was one big jump from sales, marketing, operations to managing director suddenly. So at the age of 32, became managing director for Luminous. That was quick. I was like, what's happening to me? It's like a roller coaster running fast. So Luminous was one very interesting journey, and that's when for the first time, I realized, like in a very high intensity sales job, I would see my kid's length, not height. Luminous will make me travel to an extent that suddenly from Hong Kong they'll say go to China, from China go to Germany, from Germany suddenly you go to US. So I'll tell my wife I'm going to Hong Kong for 2 days, and from Hong Kong I'll say I'm going to China, Beijing for 2 more days, and from Beijing I'll tell her I'm going to Dreieich in Germany for 5 days, and from Germany I'll tell her I'm going to US for a week's time. She'll be kind of what's happening to you? So I'll come back after a long time and I'll see my kids have actually grown lengthwise because I'll generally see them sleeping on the bed. So it was a very tilted kind of balance towards work, hardly towards family. But 2 years, Luminous became big very, very soon. We got lucky with so many uh, patrons like Kingfisher Airlines. Very fun. It was a medical laser. It will make cosmetic surgeries very easy. Kingfisher was one of those who adopted the latest trends. Anyways, so in two years' time, it became so difficult for me to strike the balance, and I could see a lot of load in life actually went on Monica's side, my wife's side. She was handling a lot of hats, kids, education, everything. So that's when another opportunity came in Starkey. Starkey being America's biggest company in hearing aids, I was told to start their operations in India. They had two abortions before. When I say abortions, it was they came in India, could not work, went back, came back to India, could not work, went back. And I was told there's a third time, third attempt. If this doesn't work out, we're not coming, continuing here. And that was fun time again. So started that opportunity with Starkey, and God had again been very kind in a very short time. And we were the last entrants. We were the smallest in the world as per the market share. Saki being the smallest amongst the top five, and God was very kind. We actually struck the market at a lightning speed, and in no time we became the biggest in India. And like in every industry, the person who is in that industry knows where the problem is. Let's talk about the problem. When I joined Starkey in 2007, hearing aid industry was crying an extremely sad song. A sad song like 60% of Indians do not have access to hearing care professional. 60, 60.
That's a big number.
Imagine.
So, Rohit, 60% will be like roughly how many people are we talking about here?
All right, so let's talk about this. So 2004, 2006 time frame, India was 100 crore people.
Yeah,
Out of this, 60% people never had access to an audiologist, the person who is qualified.
that means almost 60 lakh people we are
60
talking about.
crore people did
60
not have
crore people,
access.
sorry, yeah, my bad. Yeah,
60 crore people did not have access. And I'm talking about 2007. But let's fast forward this into
yeah,
2021.
yeah,
Nothing changed.
nothing changed, right?
60% population still lack access to an audiologist or a hearing care professional. So nothing changed. So imagine I spent about 15 years in this industry. I always knew these numbers are very, very disturbing. Somebody had to do something. So I would go and talk to multiple people, including, well, the organization I worked in, including very, very senior stakeholders in the education side of the industry, the policymakers sometimes, but nothing would happen. Because what? Out of 2,500 graduates every year, almost 1,500 will leave India
Okay.
for the greener pastures outside in Western worlds. अब वो नंबर्स ही पूरे नहीं हो रहे, वो ब्रिज हो ही नहीं रही, पॉपुलेशन यहाँ बढ़ रही है, यहाँ पे गैप उतना ही बढ़ा हुआ है.
Gap उतना ही है,
Now,
right?
I would go and sometimes argue, I'll go and sometimes fight with some people. And then I realized you should not argue with a fool. An onlooker will not be able to differentiate who
Absolutely.
is the one. So instead of waiting for somebody else to do something, that's when I decided, let me try and do something myself. The answer to this very complicated problem, which was existing when I joined, which was existing even before I joined. So for decades, the problem has remained that we have got a shortage. We have got people who are not getting covered and served. There was a very simple solution. Find something that can be remotely controlled,
Right.
which is scientific, which is provable, which is absolutely good, as good as any human interaction. Find something that can provide the solution in terms of diagnostic, and this is exactly what we did. We came out with a system, we came out with a technology, it's patent pending now. We came out with a technology which can now perform audiometry, complete audiometry, and any audiological test all remotely, which means I can be sitting in Delhi at this place at your podcast,
Mm-hmm.
or my audiologist might be sitting in here, and I can perform a test in America, or in Nigeria, or in Africa, or in Australia.
Wow.
So, wherever my machine is, I'm good to go, like an audiologist.
Right.
So, a very simple solution to a complex problem, which existed always. And I always say, if you are in that industry, You will always have better ideas than somebody who is not in the industry.
Absolutely. I totally back you.
And somebody has to come out with a very fresh perspective to the problem, not try to solve the problem with the old methods, try to solve the problem with the new method. And that's what I see in Tesla. Why Ford did not come out with EV? Why Maruti did not come out with an EV? Why somebody like Tesla came out with an EV? Why drone is never
Yeah.
developed by Boeing?
Right.
So somebody from an outside, I came from an outside industry. I came from cosmetic industry. I had a fresh vision, fresh perspective, and I thought this problem is not so big. It's just that we are making circles within the same place.
Probably no one else like looked at it as a problem per se.
Yeah.
Maybe like hearing is not considered to be that big a ailment
Oh,
also. I
you
mean,
are
like
right.
yeah,
Oh, you are right. So there are two things. One, since it is not served,
yeah,
people don't even know
right,
how this can be managed. So,
right,
for example, in some places where there's no radio, people don't know how a radio will sound.
yeah,
So most people who do not have an access to a hearing care professional would not even know this can be solved. So
right,
they live with it.
right,
And that's
right.
why it is ignored. Second is a slight amount of um, um, kind of taboo. People don't want to wear a
Right,
hearing aid. They don't want to seen wearing a hearing aid. चश्मा पहनना फैशन स्टेटमेंट हो सकता है. Hearing aid में थोड़ी सी तकलीफ होती है.
right.
I think we are pretty close to solving that problem also. One, the hearing aids are pretty small nowadays. They don't look or they don't stand out. And second, more and more people are getting conscious about the quality of life they are losing to in the absence of a hearing aid.
Yeah. So it's been some journey, I think. I mean, I think it's like been a
Thank you.
roller coaster. It's a lot of highs, I think, in your journey. I think people listening to this podcast will really get inspired. But I think one inspiration that I think most people will take is from Hindi to English. Where, I mean, like, as you said, that in your first job, I mean, you were thinking in Hindi, then translating in English, and now I mean, like when we are talking, I think you're better than anybody else in the market. So how did this transformation come by? And by the way, did you have any benefits of Hindi?
Well, I'll say Hindi is extremely beneficial.
Okay,
Uh, Hindi can evoke some kind of sentiments that other languages cannot. I love speaking in Hindi. The job and my profession made me speak a lot of English communication, but let me tell you this. So I was from UP board,
yeah,
and I take pride in being from UP board. यूपी बोर्ड में 1987 में जब हम पढ़ते थे बोर्ड के एग्ज़ाम के टाइम पे, हिंदी वॉज द ओनली लैंग्वेज. किताब के अंदर आपको बताया जाता है ऊतक. 90% लोगों को शायद पता नहीं होगा ऊतक क्या होता है. ऊतक इज टिश्यू.
okay.
सो व्हेन
I
यू से
don't know. That's a
योर
learning for
स्किन
me.
टिश्यू, स्किन को स्किन नहीं बोलते थे, त्वचा बोला जाता था. त्वचा
Right,
तो खैर फिर भी आजकल कॉस्मेटोलॉजी में यूज किया था. बट सेल्स, दोज आर कोशिकास.
Koshikas.
कोशिका होता है सेल. वहां से आप पहुंचे ग्रेजुएशन करने, और सडनली आपका प्रोफेसर इंग्लिश में पढ़ा रहा है. आपके पास ना सारी बुमराह जैसी यॉर्कर आ रही हैं. एक वर्ड पकड़ में नहीं आ रहा. यू आर होल्डिंग योर पेन इन योर हैंड एंड यू आर थिंकिंग लिखूं क्या मैं. कुछ नहीं पढ़ा है मैं तो. I'm going to go bunk now.
Yeah,
So that sense of losing out everything, whatever you have acquired so far till 12th, and suddenly losing out to everything because you have no idea what you're being taught, you are suddenly finding yourself at the end of the line.
yeah,
सब आपसे आगे, आप पीछे खड़े हो क्योंकि आप हिंदी में पढ़ के आओ. अब यहाँ पे हिंदी नहीं चलती. दैट मेड मी रेस्टलेस. तो काम चलाने वाली किताबें पढ़ पढ़ के ग्रेजुएशन तक निपटाया गया.
never. Okay,
Then came the job. You are interacting with some of the most elite class in the society, the doctors.
yeah,
They really speak a very different language, very professional, very polished, and you have to be cut to cut with them. You cannot be found grappling for the right word.
right,
So that journey suddenly pushed me so much. And I came with a thought process that if I don't learn this language, I cannot survive in this industry. And if I don't survive, where do I go? The fear of losing out to everybody made me Rapidex, by the way. अब तो आती नहीं.
yeah.
लेकिन वो Rapidex
आती
English
तो
is.
अब भी होगी. I don't know people
I,
use it or not.
I really thought it was a great idea
Yeah,
to at least pick up few threads
right,
and start sewing your own clothes.
yeah,
And from that journey to now, is a fairly evolved one. But I always tell people, it does not matter तुम कौन से बोर्ड से आए हो, हिंदी बैकग्राउंड के हो, कन्नड़ के हो, मलयाली के हो, मराठी के हो. English is a very easy language as long as you are willing to learn.
Yeah,
Conversation is the only way you can pick up English.
yeah.
And I think I got lucky that I was having conversation with people in that language.
And I think traveled a lot. That would have
Traveling
definitely
always
helped.
makes
Yeah.
you, oh my God. So I used to go to Chennai, and Chennai people at that point in time, it was anti-Hindi movement going on in Chennai.
Oh,
What a lucky time to go to Chennai and find yourself in an anti-Hindi. So they will blacken anything which is written in Hindi.
okay.
They will put a black color on top of it so that my chances of finding my way, and Google Map wasn't there. You have to find your way,
What
and you
is
have
the
to,
year we are talking about?
we're talking about 1997.
Okay.
So Hindi was not very popular language in that part of the country, and Google wasn't there. So if you have to ask your way to somebody, and if they see that this guy is trying to avoid Tamil, they would not answer you.
Okay.
There were a lot of people who were very helpful, very, very helpful. I still remember Mr. Shashadri, who actually took my classes to make me learn a lot of Tamil.
Okay.
And that was very handy, by the way. If you speak that language, people are extremely friendly, very respectful, very open, welcoming. Oh my God, everything. So if you want to be in that fabric, be of that color.
Yeah.
Don't try to be of some other color. So if English was something I could learn, why not Tamil, and why not Kannada? Why not Marathi?
Yeah.
And I,
Absolutely.
because of my job, I picked up all these languages.
Wow. So, do you speak all of these languages
Not
even
very
now?
fluently, not very fluently, but I
But you can
understand.
understand them.
Understand.
That's so beautiful. That's so beautiful. I think that's something. I think it's I think a blessing to have to understand so many languages.
It's fun.
I think it's must be
It's
really
fun.
fun. Really fun.
And the key message was, if you can learn English, why not any other language?
Exactly. I'm sure. I'm sure it's just the will. I mean, once you have the will to do it, I think it should not be very tough. I'm
Oh,
sure.
yes. It
Yeah.
was. So one Professor Satya, he told me, Rohit, if you want to learn just about 5 words in any language, you will learn 5 words. But if you want to converse, make sure that you talk to as many people, make fun of yourself,
Yeah.
but speak that language. Do not give up.
Yeah, that's the right thing. I think a lot of people can pick it up from here, and people who are living in, so to say, alien language countries or cities, they can really learn something from here. So, tell us about Earkart. So, how did it come about? I understand that the problem statement was something which really pushed you to start this venture, but getting a team and making things happen, because taking that move, taking that plunge from a comfortable MD position in a company to becoming a newbie in the industry,
Bootstrap.
how did it happen? And I mean, were there any goosebumps, or were there any regrets in the beginning? How did it all go about?
I'll attribute part of the decision making to my wife, because towards the end, I thought I became um, a compulsive complainer.
Okay.
I'll come back home and I'll complain. I'll come back home and I'll complain that these people are not doing anything. Nobody is taking a decision. Nobody is trying to change anything, and we are stuck in the status quo. And I think every human has got their limit. And one day she said, "अच्छा, खुद क्यों नहीं कर लेते? अपने ही कर लो." Now, when you live with a very cozy job, a very strong position, you are looking after 13 countries, you are getting a very, very heavy paycheck at the end of the month in your bank account. Everything is rosy. You don't want to take chances at that point. And suddenly it hits you. अरे मुझे करना पड़ेगा क्या? And within the same second, it actually came as a solid decision. Okay, why not me?
Yeah.
How long can I complain? And we had not really started to work on the solution part, but I know what I wanted. I knew the solution is here. I knew the solution has to look like this. And I also knew that this is not impossible.
Yeah.
So it all came up in one striking moment. That's absolutely right. Why can't we do it? And I wanted to have right people with me. So the first decision was to find and convince my wife कि तुम क्यों नहीं आ जाती हो.
हाँ.
चलो तुमने कहा कि हम करते हैं, अब तुम आ जाओ इधर.
And that's a very wise decision, by the way.
It's always a wise decision. And I'll tell you one more thing about it. About this relationship, it comes along with a very deep trust
Absolutely.
that you can never have a problem with the intent.
Exactly.
A decision can be wrong, an approach can be different. We might be finding it difficult to build a consensus, but you can never find a wrong intent in this relationship.
Yeah.
So all you need is to have somebody whom you can trust with your eyes closed, knowing that this intent can never go wrong.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But we also needed more people. And I remember when I had resigned and I was sitting in my room, and people did not know that I had resigned because the company wanted to keep it that way. I called 4 people one by one in my room and I said, resign. So 2 people were taken aback for a second and they did not say a word.
Okay.
And they said, can I take the paper and pen and I'll resign?
Like that only. I mean, just
Absolutely.
on your word.
On my, I did not even say resign to join me.
Join. Yeah.
I said resign today.
Okay. And they didn't question you for what?
They didn't
What
question
is
me,
your
and they're the people who are
mistake?
working for like 8, 10 years with me,
Okay.
12 years, 2 of them 13 years.
Wow.
No word. Third person came, and I said, resign. He said, कुछ रायता फैला दिया मैंने. I said, नहीं, resign. Okay, resign. So they wrote their resignations.
Okay.
The fourth person came, and I said, resign. He said, कहीं जा रहे हो आप?
Okay. he saw the underlining.
He saw something. He
Yeah.
said, आप कहीं जा रहे हो, मुझे ले चलो.
अच्छा.
हाँ, मैं जहां भी जाओगे मैं साथ चलूंगा, तनख्वाह नहीं दोगे तो भी करूंगा,
Okay.
बट चलना साथ में. तो रिजाइन मैं कर रहा हूं, लेकिन मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि आप कहीं जा रहे हो. एंड आई ड्रॉ अ पैरेलल ऑफ दिस. बहुत बड़ा पैरेलल तो नहीं कह सकता इसको, उससे कंपेयर करके अपने आप को बड़ा दिखाने वाली बात हो जाएगी, लेकिन दिस काइंड ऑफ ट्रस्ट, पंच प्यारे वाली जो कहानी थी ना, यू टेक देम इनटू द टेंट,
Yeah.
दैट काइंड ऑफ ट्रस्ट, इट इज वेरी वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू फाइंड.
Exactly. Yeah.
You can build competence, you can build environment, you can build a cavalry, but you need a general who is trustworthy.
Exactly.
So I came and I did not submit their resignations. I just kept it with me for records to feel happy later on one day. And when I started of my own, they said, I want to join you.
Okay.
And I had no reason to say no to them. They're still with Earkart. It's about 3.5 years now. It has been a phenomenal journey. We've had ups and downs, of course, from very small office to an extremely small office to a dingy small office. I'm taking a reverse route.
Yeah.
So from a room, I remember that sometimes if I had a meeting in my room, I'll throw these people out. They will
Okay.
be roaming in the corridor.
Okay.
And if they had a meeting, they'll throw me out.
Okay.
And I'll be roaming in the corridor.
Vice versa.
Because this office was so small. So from that journey to 45 crores of turnover this year and 6.5 crores of PAT this year,
Wow.
trying to find some foot on the ground a little harder, going for an IPO very shortly is what we are now looking at. So very fun journey and very good comrades. They're still with us.
That's really awesome. I mean, I think that just I mean, your story just resonates with one of the trending reels these days, where there's this one girl who goes from one place to another, giving people 500 bucks instead of 10 rupee, and letting them go and get the change. One guy flees away with 500, the second guy flees away with 500. There's a third guy who comes back with the change after 5 minutes, and she hires him and says, okay, I needed a trustworthy person. You are a trustworthy person. You could have run away with this 500, but you didn't. So I needed a trustworthy person. And so I think those resignations, I think deepened their I
Oh,
mean, trust for you on them, and
absolutely
that's how I think that bond probably is going to be a stronger bond as ever. I think
true.
that's
It
really
just gives
beautiful.
your reason strength. I had reason,
Absolutely,
I had a motivation, I had a direction, but you just want somebody to come back and say, "I'm with you. Don't worry."
yeah. That's really beautiful to have people like that around you. And so, I mean, so what is the future of earcut that you see now that I mean, like in last 3 years, it is I think we
Yes,
are
just
I mean,
about three
just
and a half.
about 3 years going to a pat of 6 crore plus and 45 crore of turnover. Where do you see the future with the IPO coming in? And I understand that you're also looking at the numbers of in employees also, the strength also going up in this year. What is the future that you look for in Aircard?
Sometimes you have to be honest, and the honest answer is, I'm not able to see the extent of the growth myself.
Oh, it's that
It is
wide, which is
so exponential.
okay.
It is so big in theory that I'm not able to fathom myself what is the true growth potential I have. So we were making a 5 years plan out, and we reached within India. We were talking about 380 crores. Okay,
Okay.
then came US in horizon, and then we started talking about 200 millions in 5 years. Then came UK in horizon, and we are talking about 200 millions more in horizon. Now, each country, because this is a copy pastable model, it's an expandable model. You can plug and play this model in any country,
Yeah.
because fortunately or unfortunately the shortage is global.
Oh,
वो इंडिया से जो ऑडियोलॉजिस्ट जाते हैं 1500 बाहर हर साल, वो कहाँ जाते हैं? ग्लोबल कंट्रीज में तो सपोर्ट
right,
करने जा रहे हैं,
right.
और शॉर्टेज वहाँ भी है
Shortage on
क्योंकि
you.
वो यहाँ से लेके जा रहे हैं. So this shortage is so deep rooted that with every single country, this has a potential in short time of 3 to 5 years, 150 to 200 million dollars of turnover of
Oh,
revenue. So if I have to say, where do I see ourselves? God knows where do I see ourselves. India, say about 350 crores in 3 to 5 years, and all countries wherever we go from India, I would say 200, 250 million in 5 years' time.
and where do you see your product which is pending patent, which may come soon? Where do you see the growth in that product?
All right. So we have decided not to sell this product.
Okay,
We place it at any place which needs it, free
okay,
of charge.
okay.
So if India needs in Jharsuguda, for example,
Mm-hmm.
in Jharsuguda, if you need this to be placed, I'm going to place it free of charge.
Okay,
Let people come and get diagnosed.
okay.
And when I say it's a full stack solution, it's a full stack solution as in somebody needs an audiometry, it does audiometry.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody needs a bone conduction audiometry, it's that bone conduction audiometry. Somebody needs a middle ear analyzer, we do impedance also. You need a newborn screening with autoacoustic emission, we do that also.
Okay.
Somebody needs an ABR and ASSR, which is a very advanced
Mm-hmm.
test in ENT and audiology. We do that also. All remote in
All
one
remote.
device.
Wow. So are you like trying to, or I mean, like, has any government, uh, I mean, state governments or anybody contacted you for something like this to be implemented on a large scale, or I mean, like, is there anything like that going on?
We, it might be a little premature, but we have given these demonstrations to the armed forces.
Okay.
Armed forces have a very strong use case. Imagine a soldier who needs his body tested, hearing also
Yeah.
tested
Yeah.
once every year, or some of them twice every year.
Mm-hmm.
They have to come from the border to the base hospital, traveling 2 days one way, getting themselves tested one day, going back 2 days.
Oh, yeah. So I think that this is a very, very
So we
big
are
use
losing
case. Yeah.
5 working days for each soldier.
Mm-hmm.
Multiply them by the number of soldiers on duty.
Right.
So the armed forces have found a use case. We are trying to work with them more closely to give them what exactly they want to make this a very, very viable and acceptable solution and save so many man days.
So again, are you offering it free of charge to them, or
Yes.
that's so awesome? That's so awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think I mean if this can be I mean materialized and we can actually see it in action, I think it will save a lot of time and a lot of energy for our soldiers, and if
True.
it's coming without any cost to the government, I think nothing like that.
That's what we want to do, and I'm sure in a very short time we will be finding our feet there.
Great, great. So tell us more about your personal journey, personal life. So how many kids do you have, and what are they doing? And uh, now that, I mean, like, from Luminous, where you did not have a work-life balance, then to a Star Key, maybe also there you would have been very busy. But now with your own venture, how are you utilizing most of your time? I mean, like, is it still totally dedicated to work, or is family getting some time now?
Oh, so after Starkey, so after about 5 years into Starkey, I think I found that right balance.
Okay.
First 5 years were very extensive, um, in India, all the states, trying to find your standing, then opening Bangladesh operations and Sri Lanka operation and Nepal operation, and then I was asked to do Mauritius operations and Kenya operations, and then for the foundation part, we started doing Armenia and Azerbaijan.
Hmm.
So for the first 5 years were pretty hectic, and then um, business found its momentum. I found out right people, and then I started giving very fair amount of time at home. So I've seen my kids growing.
Great.
They're two very handsome gentlemen, two
Very good.
boys, and I think we both had complaints, me and Monica, that we used to always want to have more time and more time and more time
Yeah.
at home. Um, so both these kids, I thought when I'll start Earkart, they will join me.
Okay.
And guess what? They both started their own businesses.
Wow.
So अभी क्या कर रहा है वो नहीं पता.
So
So
yeah, that's the, I think, Gen Z thing. Millennials and Gen Z, they all want to do their own things. Uh,
absolutely,
yeah,
they
that's
didn't want to take a legacy. They didn't want to take something which is pre-built.
right.
They want to
Right.
build it by themselves.
Great. And that's a very good approach, honestly speaking.
Feels
And
very nice.
yeah,
I think I take pride in seeing them taking their own decisions,
great.
finding their own feet in the market,
Great.
doing something different. So
Mhm.
that's definitely something that I'm happy and proud of. What will happen to Earcard? Looks like I have got 15 more years to work now.
Maybe more. Maybe more. You
Maybe
never.
more.
Maybe more. So we all think of retiring at some point, but yeah, definitely new things keep coming up, and when you are in an entrepreneurial mindset, you never stop thinking, and that's what never allows us to hang our boot. I think
Oh,
that's
uh,
a
the beauty of this is it has a rub-off effect.
yeah.
So my wife had become an entrepreneur before.
Uh-huh.
She started doing her cosmetology
Okay.
business, having the cosmetic surgeons working for her. So
Hmm.
she had that run into the journey before I did an
Yeah.
entrepreneurial journey. And now she's saying it is all set, जल्दी जल्दी set होने वाला है,
Hmm.
मुझे और भी कुछ करना है. So looks like there's a bug in our house. I have to find that bug somewhere. Where is that bug which is
It's a good
biting
bug to
everybody?
have. It's a good bug to have, and I think if you find it, you should breed it, sell it to people.
Yeah, because it looks like it's biting everybody at home now.
Great, great. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So on your IPO, which is like I think around the corner, maybe in a month or so.
Uh, just
Yeah,
about, let's say 65, 70 more days.
yeah. So would you like to give any message to prospective investors or people, I mean, who may come across your IPO? So I mean, like, something that they should be looking forward to with the EFR journey.
I will say just one thing. This is one organization which has come up in India, which is going to set its feet across the globe. And
Wow,
we are going to take the world by storm, not by wind. We're
wow.
going to take the world by storm because this is something which is needed everywhere. And we are going to help millions and millions of people who are deprived of a good hearing service. They are deprived of a good diagnostic service, and they are deprived of a good hearing solution. We are going to give everything at the snap of the finger, which nobody has been able to do for 4 decades now.
Okay.
And I can tell you, there's a lot of human value, there's a lot of commercial value, there's a lot of professional value. On top of it, it has a pride that this is all Indian.
Indian. Yeah. I think it's quite inspiring, and the journey that's been. I think people who's gonna watch this podcast, I think everybody will want to start their own startups on your footing, and I think everybody will be lining up around your house to find that bug.
I
So,
love that bug.
so
I truly believe that there's some bug which is biting every now and then, and it keeps biting me again and again.
So it's a good bug to bite, anyways. So thank you, Rohit. Thank you for joining
It was
me in
such a
this
pleasure. Thank you so
conversation,
very
and
much to give me an
thanks to you.
opportunity.
And this was Rohit Mishra, and look forward to next. I think growth in 15 years, maybe tripling, quadruple. I mean, four times, or I don't know how many times we are looking at
1600x.
1600x. So that's the vision that he has, and hopefully you will follow him.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Rohit.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thanks a lot.